Hello, everyone. My name is Gary Fairchild, and I'm from Eastern Kentucky, but I worked for a really long time on Long Island as an executive chef and in Manhattan. And I was called on many times to fix broken restaurants, come in and correct problems that restaurants had. I ran into a situation after I moved up here in Albany, and we're going to call that place Bridgehampton. That's not its real name. Some of the names have been changed to protect people from things that happened 7 years ago. Whenever I walked in to interview with Mark and his wife, Morgan, I was taken back because Morgan was a young lady. She was about 35 years old, very delightful, very friendly. Come to find out, she was a CPA. And as I'm walking in to meet Mark, I'm taken back. Mark is a couple of years older than me. He's in his 50s, and it's been a rough road. Mark looks rough. He looks great in his suit, but you can see the tired in his eyes. So I sit down, we have a conversation about what he wants. And he tells me, well, I'm looking for an executive chef to fix Bridgehampton. But I own 5 restaurants. And what I would like ultimately for you to do is to become my corporate chef over all of the restaurants. Now, at my age, I'm thinking, sweet, because this is where a chef in his 50s wants to be. So I go to work with Mark. I walk in the kitchen the first day. I see that he's got a large staff. He's got plenty of people on the floor, 2 bartenders. He's got 5 guys in the kitchen. And I'm looking, I go, this is a really large staff for a 120-seat restaurant at lunch. Now, I'm no mathematician, but I've been doing this long enough that I'm seeing we may have a labor problem. Anyway, time goes by. I settle in. Mark has a horrendous menu, which I'm thinking, okay, as corporate chef, I can fix this. Imagine a place that you go into where you can buy 2 sliders for $4. But then you turn around and on the same menu, being served at the same time, is a beer can chicken, a whole 2.5-pound chicken on a plate with vegetables. Now imagine you're the customer who comes in and go, okay, I only want 2 sliders. Your partner goes, I'm going for the beer can chicken. Now it takes 45 minutes to cook that beer can chicken. Meanwhile, the guy is sitting there with 2 little bitty sandwiches and a beer. Somebody is not going to be happy. Now, not only that, you have to imagine wrestling a whole chicken on a plate with a knife and a fork. Not very practical, right? And this was only part of the problems with Mark's idea. As time goes by, we go through bad night after bad night. Mark is relieving me on my night off. I come back, the staff is hysterical. Thank God you're back. We had an 1.5-hour wait per ticket last night. That's half the serving time. Again, I'm no mathematician, but that's pretty bad. Anyway, we go through problem after problem after problem. He starts bouncing checks. We go on COD. Liquor gets held up. It's just a mess. Anyway, we come up to Thanksgiving. Now, Mark tells everybody a month before, you're going to get Thanksgiving off. Now, you have to understand, by this time, the staff is pretty demoralized. And chefs are only respected if they come through for their staff. So anyway, comes up on Thanksgiving. Mark walks in a week before Thanksgiving and goes, I've decided we're opening for Thanksgiving. Who wants to work? Well, we get not only no from our staff, we get, oh, hell no. So we end up with 4 people to cook Thanksgiving dinner and serve it. There's myself, Mark, whose brother-in-law has named him Captain Cabernet by this time, because Mark could go through 2.5 liters of wine a day. That was on average. That's a lot of wine. So I say, okay, Mark, how are we doing this? He goes, we're doing family style. Family style? Thanksgiving family style. Yeah, we're only going to have 4 items on the menu. We're going to have turkey. We're going to have prime rib. We're going to have ham with rum raisin sauce. And we're going to have baked salmon. How are you going to do this family style? With no reservations. It's not like it's a grand table. They literally walk in, 2 people walked in and sit at a table. So I arrive at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I see our advertising campaign greeting me beside the road. It's 6 helium balloons and a sign that says, Thanksgiving served 11 to 4, $24.95. Now, that's not a lot of advertising. You have to remember that most restaurants advertise for a month. They plan their menus 2 months in advance. They know who's going to be on staff 3 weeks before the event ever takes place. It's advertised on radio, print, whatever. So I pull in the driveway. I go in the back. I walk in, and the back door is ajar. There are no cars in the parking lot. I carefully walk in. I walk around the corner to the kitchen, and here is Mark at 6 o'clock in the morning holding a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. So anyway, as I peruse the kitchen, I look over on the dishwasher, and it looks like a train wreck, minus the bodies. Then I spot the work table in the center of the kitchen, and there are 5 turkey carcasses. I go, well, there are my bodies for my train wreck. It's all good. I look on the line. There are knives up and down the line. There's towels. It's just a mess. So I go, okay, Mark, do we have anybody coming in to dish? And he goes, nope, it will be you, me, Morgan, MJ, and I think Waylon is coming. That was his brother-in-law. Well, we get up, I square everything away. MJ comes in. He gets a salad set up. He does desserts because that's what he's supposed to do. I told Mark, I'll tell you what, Mark, I'm just going to wash dishes for right now. And MJ is watching me, and MJ is laughing because he cannot stand his father at this point. So Mark is online. He is clearly intoxicated. 11 o'clock rolls around. We get the first deuce, which is a 2-top. They come in. Morgan comes in, hangs the ticket, goes and gets the salads, and I'm watching Mark. I can see the panic in his eyes. I'm like, okay, we're going to let him go for a while. He reaches down, and he gets the pastry bag for mashed potatoes. Now, you have to understand that whenever we teach a new cook how to use a pastry bag, we teach them, you put it over here, this covers your hand, you fold the product into the bag. Now, Mark is over there with his hand like this, and he's got hot mashed potatoes out of his steam table, and he's kind of trying to fling them in the bag. And every time he would do this, he'd go, damn! And he did this like 4 times. I finally said, I can't take it anymore. I go get a pastry bag, I fill it up for Mark, and I lay it on the line, and then he proceeds to put up everything else, and then he's putting up the mashed potatoes. He pipes a ton of them in these big bowls that they had bought for this event. Now understand, that's for 2 people. I'm looking at the product, I'm going, we're never going to make it through the day. He puts up the turkey. Now you have to remember, that's 1 platter. He puts up the beef, that's 2 platters. He puts up the ham, that's 3 platters. Then he puts up 2 pieces of salmon on a small plate. He's now got 4 main courses going out with sides included. That is over 9 plates to put on a table. I'm like, this can't happen. So I grab the tray, start setting it up to help Morgan carry it out because she has no idea what's going to happen. We walk out, I set up tray stands, we serve the thing. I take a tablecloth and put it over one of the trays so we can actually set the rest of the stuff beside the table. These people didn't even have silverware down yet. I had to run and get silverware and hand them plates. I come back and I'm like, this is not going to work. So I finish up the dishes, I come over and I start to expedite for Mark, and I tell him, this is the way you're going to do this. This is what you're going to do here. Because he had all these huge bowls that he was going to put on every table. We get through till 4 o'clock. We did the ripping total of 40 covers in 5 hours. The kitchen looked like the wreck of the Hesperus. I'm once again trying to clean the place up. Mark grabs his glass of wine, walks over like, I am the conquering hero. He proceeds to walk out of the kitchen, sits down, and opens up yet another bottle of wine at the bar, while his son, his wife, and myself end up cleaning up and closing the kitchen. We worked till 8 o'clock at night. This is watching failure happen. Goes on for a couple of months. We get through the holidays. Finally, in early February, I get a call from my sous chef, who is my assistant, Andy. And Andy goes, well, chef, have you gotten out of bed yet? I go, well, no, actually, Andy, I'm just sitting here in bed having a cup of coffee. He goes, don't bother. The Department of Taxation and Finance just put locks on the doors. That's watching failure.